Well, hello there, guys. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Lady Yaya. Well, I don't have this recording stuff down. Like, it is what it is. I'm keeping it simple because I just want to say what I want to say, and I don't want to deal with all the fancy gimmicks, whatever. And maybe if I do more, I'll start playing around with fun things like cameras and editing and all that stuff. But for now, when you want to talk about something and you want to share it, and you know that there are people out there that need to hear it, and so for different ones that land on this video particularly, maybe it's something that they need to hear, whatever. Because I think I've landed on people's videos and I've heard this message before, and it just went right over my head. So, I think what I want to talk about is belief systems. And I think a lot of people have talked about belief systems, and they've talked about manifestation and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not talking about manifesting money and wealth and things. What I'm talking about manifesting is health, vitality, and having a better life, and not living your life like you feel trapped. And then I'm not even talking about relationships. Like, some people think, oh, I'm in this relationship and I'm stuck and I'm trapped, whatever. But to me, I don't care if you're in a relationship that, even if you're in a relationship that's not so great, you should be able to be happy. You should find happiness in yourself, and I mean, I'm almost 60 years old, and you know what I just realized? I don't know much. I thought by the time I turned 60, I'd like have it all figured out. And I have a girlfriend that came over today, and we were talking, and she's 67, and she goes, why am I just feeling like I'm figuring things out now at 67? I don't know. Because sometimes I think it's about timing, and I think it's about waking up and being alive. And it's like, we both talked about this. Like, I spent my 20s like I don't know, almost in the dark. I just went through the motions. I raised my kids, I worked, I did stuff. I think I had fun, but it was just not really living. I wasn't living my life. I was living my life in this negative void and making decisions based on reaction, and I wasn't thinking things through. And you kind of go by instinct to some degree until you start coming to the surface and coming out of this thing and breathing the air and realizing, oh my God, I'm alive. I didn't even realize I was alive until I maybe turned 50. So, back to what I wanted to talk about. I got really sick. Oh my God, I've gotten ill over my life at different times, and I've overcome illness. And I mean, maybe I kind of think every time I get sick, or I got sick, because I don't plan on getting sick again. But every time I got sick, I learned something about myself. The first time I got sick, I was 42 years old. I had a physical breakdown. It was bad, and I overcame it. I went to a doctor down in Mexico, and he was a holistic health practitioner, doctor person, and he helped me through it, and I got better. And I don't think I learned my lesson, because recently, through this whole ordeal of self-discovery again, I found that I was chronically fatigued and my asthma was really bad. I was having all these issues, and I'm not blaming it on veganism. I'm blaming it on probably the way I was thinking, and also not having the answers as to how to address my problem, which I have discovered because I woke up one day and said, this is just not working for me. I'm going to find a way to feel better. And part of my path to finding a way to feel better was going through being a vegan. It was. I tried things. And that's part of the healing process. You have to try things. You can't give up. You can't say, well, that didn't work, so I'm just going to give in. No, I kept looking. I kept doing research. I kept trying things. I have to give it to the Vegetable Please guy, because he tried things. He didn't give up and he's probably still on self-discovery. Who knows? He may not have the answer yet. But I think, for me, I figured out what I need to do to stay healthy. And I'm going to be talking about that in the next few videos. Or a lot of this channel is going to be wrapped around what I have discovered to be, to me, the thing that is absolutely working. And it's not just the ketogenic diet, because I do the ketogenic diet, and I think I use the ketogenic diet to get me to where I'm at now with other things, because I found that I've healed myself to the point where I can eat different foods and still not worry about gaining weight and whatever, and not having reactions. So the ketogenic diet was a key thing for me. The veganism may be a key thing for somebody else. It just really depends on the person. I think everybody's different. So it's about finding what works for you. So, that being said, I do think that there is one thing that will work for everybody, and it's what I discovered. And it is definitely fasting. It is fasting. And I stumbled across fasting. And it was that first wake-up call when I did that 10-day fast with the honey and the cayenne and the water. When I realized this little thing in my mind, it still didn't filter in all the way, but at that point it woke me up, and I thought, there's something to this. So in the next couple videos, I'm going to discuss that further. But what I want to talk about right now is, what are your belief systems? Do you believe life is over after 50? Do you believe life is over after 65? Do you believe life is over after 80? What do you believe? Because if you believe that, then that's what it's going to be. It's that simple. If you tell yourself you're depressed, you're going to be depressed. If your brain is depressed, it could be because of what you're putting in your body too. There could be a number of things. You have to discover that. Why am I depressed? Why am I depressed? You have to ask yourself that, and then you got to figure it out. You got to find the answers. You can't just sit there and say, I'm depressed. I'm not going to tell you why you're depressed. I know why I was depressed. A lot of it was physical. I wasn't eating properly. I had a cloudy brain. A doctor will just give you antidepressants. Or they'll say I had a doctor tell me, well, your thyroid's messed up. That's why you've got depression from thyroidism. Hypothyroidism. I'm glad I didn't buy into that because that's not what it was. Everybody has to figure it out. Sometimes people get sick because they just give up. They give up trying. And I don't think that's the answer. You should never, ever, ever give up figuring things out about yourself. Because every day is a new day and everything changes week by week. So, what do you want? Do you want to be thin? Do you want to be healthy? Do you want to have some muscle, good muscle tone in your 60s, 70s, and 80s, and even 90s? There are women, I watched this one woman, she's a yoga teacher, and she's 97 years old. Oh my God. And I was watching that video probably 5 years ago. I don't even know about this woman. You know, she's probably still teaching yoga. What's her belief system? Obviously, she doesn't believe her life is over after 50. And she couldn't even be lifting her little finger if she did. So, you can't blame it all on genetics. You have to think about what's going on in here and what's going on in here. And you can't blame the people around you. You know, I came to some conclusions about myself, and I think one of the reasons why I started getting better is because when I was in my depression, I was blaming everyone or other people why I was depressed. Do you want to know where it starts with? Why we have our problems? Why do you have problems? Oh, I married this guy and he did this and he did that and he was all this and he was all that and he ruined my life. You really believe that? He didn't ruin your life. You chose that. You married that guy. I came to that conclusion. Nobody ruins your life. Nobody. You let them. Can't let people ruin your life. Or you can, if that's what you want. You can look back all the way back to your childhood and blame your parents. If only my parents were this way. Oh, my father beat me. Oh, this happened. So what? It's not happening today. It's not happening today. There are some ancient words. You can't plow a straight field if you're looking behind you. So if you're trying to have a better life and you're looking back at what your parents did when you were 3 or 4 or growing up, how are you supposed to have a happy life? You keep looking back. Oh, whatever. Somebody hurt your parents. I mean, it's like at some point you got to stop the madness and you just have to take control and just say, hey, my life is what it is today. So I just decide I want to be happier. I want to have a better life. Just start untying the knots today. It doesn't have to be miserable. Okay, that's all I have to say today. And we'll talk about fasting later, but I'm going to talk to you about that because I'm fasting right now. I'm not even going to eat until dinner. I do 24 hours every day of my life now. And I feel great and I have tons of energy, but I just don't fast. I do other things. I do drink certain things through the day that keep me from getting weak and tired. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Or maybe the next day, or whatever, whenever I'm ready to tell you all about it. So, that being said, have a great day. Thanks for stopping by. I hope to see you again. Take care of yourself and get your brain positive. Stop blaming other people for your problems. Bye. I got to take this out of its stand, otherwise I can't turn it off.